Dose of Reality, Prevent Prescription Painkiller Misuse in Texas, is a new, comprehensive website that will inform and educate Texans about the danger of misusing prescription painkillers. I want to pause here at the beginning to acknowledge the vital contributions made by our main collaborators on this project, Dr. Courtney Phillips, who's behind me. She's the Executive Director of Texas Health and Human Services, and Dr. John Hellerstadt, who heads up the Texas Department of Health, State Health Services. Thank you both for being here. Given their background in medicine as well as their positions atop Texas health agencies, they're all too familiar with the damage prescription drugs, painkillers, have done in our state. Dose of Reality could not have gotten off the ground without the expertise and leadership that they brought to the table. Now, I'm also blessed, and we have standing behind me Senator Lois Kolkhorst, who is a long-serving leader in the Texas legislature, and I've known her a very long time. Senator Kolkhorst was recently appointed to chair the Senate Health and Human Services Committee and has also previously chaired the Public Health Committee in the House. So Lois, wherever you are, thank you for being here. I know opioids are a priority for her, and I thank her for joining us. Opioids are a family of drugs that include prescription painkillers. Each day, unfortunately, 115 Americans die of opioid overdoses. Nationwide, there were over 42,000 opioid overdoses in 2016. 1,375 of those took place in Texas. It's a lot of numbers, but those are important numbers. The misuse of prescription opioids costs lives and devastates Texas families in every corner of our state. I would hazard a guess that many of you in this room have been affected personally by the opioid crisis in some way. Many of you are familiar with the feeling that I've had looking someone in the eye that I knew that lost a son at 23. Nothing harder to do in the world than to see the face of a mother that has lost a son or a daughter to an opioid overdose. So what got us to this point? One of the main drivers of the crisis has been deceptive marketing and promotion by pharmaceutical companies. Some of you may remember last year when we announced our lawsuit against Purdue Pharma for exactly that. That effort is ongoing, and my office continues to serve in a leadership role in investigating others responsible for creating the public health crisis that we now face. Pursuing justice for the responsible parties within the opioid industry is essential, but it's not enough because the damage done by industry misinformation campaigns like Purdue's lives on if it's not counteracted. That's the role I see Dose of Reality playing. It's a truthful counterweight to the false narrative that has won the day for way too long. Dose of Reality is a one-stop shop with information on the opioid epidemic in Texas. It includes downloadable materials on opioids, risk factors, and safe storage and disposal of unwanted drugs. The website also features a series of pages with information tailored to people in all different walks of life: students, doctors, veterans, and others. It has a vast trove of information that will familiarize Texans with the risks of opioids, risks that have been suppressed for way too long. Dose of Reality represents the beginning of a broader campaign to prevent opioid misuse in Texas through education. When patients aren't well informed, these drugs can inflict far more pain than they prevent. One of the most exciting features of the website is a drug take-back page. This page will house a locator map for official disposal locations across Texas where people can safely rid themselves of painkillers they do not need. There are counties all in this state that have more prescriptions than they had people in 2016. I'm hopeful that the drug take-back page will help get some of these excess opioids off the market and out of circulation. In 2016, there were nearly 215 million opioid prescriptions written nationwide. That's almost enough for every American to have his or her own bottle of pills. Opioids and prescription painkillers have laid waste to Texas families for far too long. Dose of Reality will pull back the curtain on opioids, educate Texans, and save, hopefully, many lives.